Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be when the narcissist has nowhere to turn. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So the narcissist lives their life by blowing up and destroying relationships, by administering the smear campaign, by triangulating people, by getting things from people, by manipulating people, by abusing people, by wearing a mask and acting like they are assimilating themselves with people. And these people, one of them turned out to be you, certainly was me. We put our guard down and we trust and we believe that the person that we were in the relationship with was exactly who they said they were. We now know that these people, i.e. the narcissists, wear a mask to manipulate so many unsuspecting people. And this is where the narcissist goes wrong. You see, the narcissist cannot be genuine or authentic. They can't introspect. They won't be accountable. They will blame shift any of their poor behavior onto anybody who will listen. And there is no growth within the narcissist other than the age as the years tick and pass by. You see, the narcissist, which I will mention at the end of this video briefly, as they get older, they do become the aging narcissist. And that is not a pretty sight to see. But when the narcissist has nowhere to turn, it will be one day when they realize that they've had X number of spouses, and these people have all blocked them or have relocated or want nothing to do with them. It will be when their own children don't talk to them because the children have finally woken up and realized that they are the child of a narcissistic parent, or maybe parents, and they weren't supposed to figure it out, but they did. It's when this person, i.e. the narcissist, will be alienated from their own grandchildren because that generational skip, i.e. their child who figured out and got the light bulb moment and found the needle in a haystack, maybe they went no contact with their own parent, and they will not be allowing the narcissistic parent to see their child because they don't want the toxicity to spew into the little baby. There are so many layers upon layers upon layers in the narcissistic abusive cycle to uncover. And each and every time you uncover one of them, 3 more pop up. And when you uncover those 3, meaning you learn about them and you process them, then 5 more pop up. This is something that will take a long time to process, but that's why I create videos each and every day, because as I am becoming awakened and aware, educated and empowered, I'm helping you to do the same, and I'm sharing my wisdom and my experiences with you. Now, what I just mentioned a moment ago, let's say it was the parent of the narcissist was a parent, and now the child is grown up and they have their own children. You may say, well, Andrew, isn't that parental alienation? They're not allowing the narcissistic grandparent to see their own children. No, it's not. What it is it's not allowing toxicity into the lives of a younger child, which would be the grandchild of the narcissist. You see, the narcissist wants to turn their own children into the toxic creatures, the narcissist, and they will also try to turn the grandchildren into the toxic creatures, the narcissist. So if you're insulating and protecting yourself, and you have figured out that your upbringing wasn't what you thought it should have been, you were raised by a narcissist, well, what you need to do is be the generational curse breaker, and that's what is going on here. So no, that's not parental alienation at all. It's absolutely protecting the innocent. And go back in time. Remember, when you met the narcissist, did they give you that 2-page report? Did they say, here I am, this is what I'm going to do to you, I've done it to multiple people before you, you will be the next in line, I will manipulate you, use you, abuse you, crumble you up like a sheet of paper, throw you away on the freeway, and I will hope that you don't exist? They didn't do that. That is why the narcissist is the most deadly person on the planet. These relationships are the relationships you need to heal from. These relationships are the relationships you need to run for the hills from. You need to get away from these people as far as you possibly can. So many of us post-relationship have relocated halfway around the world. So many of us have gone no contact, blocked the narcissist, deleted them and removed all flying monkeys and people associated with them. And many of us have had to restart our lives and start our lives again from scratch once we were discarded, or if the relationship ended at our hands. Either way, we had to rebuild, and we had to process what that relationship was. It wasn't what we thought it was what it was. And that's when we have to practice radical acceptance and understand that that relationship almost took us down for the count, but it didn't. So here we are. And when the narcissist has nowhere to turn, this day is coming. Maybe it's actually arrived. Maybe it will be here tomorrow. Maybe it'll be here in a week. I don't know. I don't wish ill will upon anybody, and I won't start now, but I'm saying you can't go through life destroying people's lives and relationships and lying and stealing and cheating without there being a big consequence to pay. And Father Time ticks for all of us. As I have my gray hairs here unraveling, I'm sure that you either have some or you will get some in the future. What do? Well, sometimes maybe we may want to put off the grayness, but eventually we let it come in because that's the natural state of our being. That's not what the narcissist wants. What the narcissist wants to do is they want to avoid anything at all costs. They want to avoid accountability. They want to avoid that they've broken relationships. They want to avoid that they're toxic. They want to avoid that they've manipulated people, stolen from people, cheated on people, lied to people, trying to twist the knife in deeper and deeper. But this is what the narcissist does. And eventually there will be nowhere to turn for the narcissist. Now you may say, well, wait a minute, Andrew, what's going on here is the narcissist that I knew, they're already off with the new supply and they're living their best life and everything appears to be puppies and rainbows, unicorns and butterflies. Well, I would say not so fast. First of all, if you figured out that they were a narcissist and they're not in your life now because you've gone no contact and you've healed, that's a great thing. Second of all, we don't want to care about the new supply at all. We don't care one bit about who the new supply is because they're going to have to go through the same thing that you went through. But the third thing and the most important thing is everything isn't always as it appears to be. Post-relationship, once you've processed things, you've journaled, you've meditated, you've seen a therapist, you've watched videos, you've read, you've healed childhood wounds, etc. Then you realize this life, it's your life to live. It's not meant to be controlled by another person or another organization or another group or your immediate family who perhaps could be toxic. It's meant to be enjoyed, cherished, honored, relished, and experienced by you. And the narcissist knew this. And that's why they tried to capture you for a period of time, which was the length of the relationship, and they wanted to extinguish not only you, but your beautiful, bright, shining light. So going back to the new supply, as I mentioned so frequently, the new supply is either toxic themselves, they're a clean slate and they don't know what narcissism is, or they're a recycled source of supply. But any way you cut it, when you were in the relationship to the outside world, it appeared that you too had the perfect relationship. It appeared that everything was going well because you didn't know what narcissism was. You were not taught this in school. So you were putting band-aids on all the cuts the narcissist was administering to you. It was almost like death by 1,000 paper cuts. Every morning you would wake up, there'd be another fire to put out, slash. Every evening there'd be another fire to put out, cut. And you had to run out and buy so many boxes of band-aids to patch up that relationship, to continue to work for the narcissist and the relationship, despite the fact that they were trying to sever it, to break it, to crush it, to decimate it. And this is what the new supply is doing right now. So, example, if you're thinking that the new supply and the narcissist are living a great life and they're gazing in each other's eyes and a romantic dinner, clandestine dinner this evening, that's not what's happening. What's happening is they may be at that clandestine dinner, but the new supply just experienced an hour-and-a-half rage fit for being themselves, or for driving too fast or driving too slow, or not putting enough electricity or gas in the car. And then what happened? They got verbally abused in the car ride. They parked the car, but they parked the wrong way, or they parked in the wrong spot, or they didn't use the valet, or they did use the valet and they overtipped or they undertipped. Then they get to the dinner table, and then what is the narcissist doing? They're scanning the room, seeing how many eyes are gazing upon them, seeing who they can lure into that narcissistic fog, seeing whose attention they could get, but they're not paying attention to the new supply. And the new supply, if they are a healthy, stable person, i.e. a clean slate, what they're doing is they are wondering why this person who's sitting right across the dinner table from them, i.e. the narcissist, is not paying attention to them, and why they're on one of their 3 smartphones giggling and laughing to people they're texting, or watching memes, or watching videos, or sending template texts like, thinking of you, missing you, I'm having a great dinner, I wish you were here. You see, these are the games of the narcissist, and they continue to go around and around and around in a loop. So the new supply doesn't know what's going on if they are that clean slate. And what will they be doing? They'll be watching the narcissist watch them abuse them at that dinner table, and then the new supply will have to pay for the bill, be triangulated by the waitstaff, jump in the car, get the silent treatment on the way home because they didn't finish their meatballs. And then what will happen? Well, then once they get home, then the new supply will be wondering, that was supposed to be such a romantic evening. It was, I waited a month to get those reservations, and again, it's blown up. What's going on? I don't understand this. And what will the narcissist be doing? Well, they'll be changing the clothes as fast as they can, saying that they have to go out because it's 11:05 and they need to get milk for tomorrow morning because they want their cereal to have milk in it. And what will they be doing? They'll be saying, I'll be back, don't wait up for me. I'll talk to you later. And then the new supply will be stuck in the house again, footing the bill, being the chauffeur, waiting for the narcissist to come home, texting the narcissist, and the narcissist will do nothing but go on to the new supply or disappear. Who knows where they're going. But remember, it's not all puppies and rainbows. and unicorns and butterflies with the narcissist and the new supply. Somebody, and I mean somebody, if not both parties, are being manipulated and abused. Now again, I don't wish ill will on anybody, and certainly not the new supply, but I'm just going to share with you. If somebody had told you when you entered the relationship with the narcissist who they were and what they did and what they're capable of, you wouldn't have believed them. You would have probably said something like, I'm fine, you don't know the person, you don't know what you're talking about, I'm good, mind your own business, or I appreciate it, but that's not who that is. You wouldn't have listened because you were in it too deep, and the narcissist knew this. And anybody, if they ever did try to warn you, they were most likely wise enough to realize that you wouldn't accept what they were sharing with you, because you would believe that they were jealous because perhaps they were the former source of supply, and you would believe that, yeah, they're not with the narcissist, now you are, and you feeling that you're fortunate and grateful to be with them, but you're not. You're just about to get another serving or another dose of narcissistic abuse. That's why many times post-relationship, once you get the wisdom and you've healed and you've reached the pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference, when you no longer care about the narcissist or anybody from that period of time, that's why you can't tip people off. You can try, but it's not going to benefit you. All it's going to do is put you back on the radar of the narcissist. And the idea is to become small. Let these people slither away onto the new supply and to get away from you as far as they possibly can. Because remember, the new supply was vulnerable. The new supply doesn't know what's going on most likely, and that was you. So you have to put yourself in the shoes of the new supply. It's not where you want to be. But eventually, the narcissist will have nowhere to turn because the supply will have dried up. People will have caught on. Their own family members won't communicate with them, no matter how much money the narcissist is trying to bribe them with, if they have deep pockets. And no matter what the narcissist claims, that they have a medical condition, or that they can't pay their phone bill, or that they just need a ride to the airport, or if you'll just give them one more chance, all of these relationships dry up eventually. All of them do. Because as the narcissist ages, and they do become the aging narcissist, what happens is people, specifically the younger generation, and specifically you who's watching this video right now, you're getting the wisdom, you're applying the tools, you are understanding that you are the priority, you are the strong one, you're the courageous one, you're the one with the beautiful, bright, shining light. It was never the narcissist. The narcissist is a coward and a bully, and all they want to do is destroy lives and break hearts and crush people's relationships and dreams and aspirations. But the narcissist, they will never stop. As long as the narcissist is gallivanting the globe, they will continue to try and hoodwink or fool somebody. They will continue to try to have backstage rendezvous with people, i.e. other sources of supply. They will continue to lie, to steal, to cheat. They will continue to do as much as they possibly can to keep people trapped in the narcissistic fog. And that is not where you want to be. When you were in that relationship, you were existing in the narcissistic fog. You were not living. You were working for the narcissist. You were putting out the fires that they were starting. You were making excuses for the narcissist. You were turning a blind eye. You were not trusting your instincts or your intuition. You were ignoring red flags. You had so many opportunities in that relationship to give the narcissist more and more chances, and that's what you did. And just when you would catch on, and just when you would wise up and say, something's wrong here, I didn't sign up for this, we need to have an adult conversation, what's going on here? Well, what would the narcissist do? They would listen to you and learn all about your mindset, because you were an open book back then, and you overshared and you told them what was wrong with the relationship and how you were feeling, etc. And the narcissist would probably just listen to you back then, and then they would say, okay, now you just gave me the playbook for the next year and a half. I know what to do. It'll be triangulation station. I will make sure I triangulate you any way possible. Oh, and also because you're so deeply in love with me, I'm gonna pull back. I'll have a couple more girls' weekends or guys' weekends, and I'll start staying at work later and later. When I'm really not at work, I'll be out doing other things with people I'm grooming. You see, this is what the narcissist does. They cannot ever be honest and authentic. They can't be genuine. They don't know how to do it. This is why so frequently everybody that is in communication with the narcissist is not only a target, but they are somebody that the narcissist wants to either keep around because they are enablers or enabling the poor behavior, B, they're a toxic person themselves, or C, they're dependent upon the narcissist, or D, they are the new supply or a source of supply. So again, when you were in that relationship, let's say specifically when it ended, it usually ends with a thud, a crash, a bang, comes out of left field, because you can't take it any longer and you put up a boundary and it ends, or the narcissist discards you. Either way, but when that happened, think about the mindset you were in. You were extremely vulnerable. You were extremely isolated. You were by yourself, and you were trying to figure out what kind of relationship you just exited, And then you got that needle in a haystack. You figured out that it was a narcissistic relationship. And that's when you really, really did the deep dive on not only narcissism, but on yourself. That's why you slowed your life down. That's why you processed things. That's why you became who you became, or you are becoming who you are becoming, which is narcissistic relationship free. But you were focusing on yourself, and you were growing, you were learning, you were becoming empowered. What was the narcissist doing? They weren't healing, they weren't growing. They were just putting on a different size mask to manipulate the other sources of supply, or the other people. This is why when the narcissist has nowhere to turn, and that day is approaching, if it hasn't already arrived, they will be playing the victim card left, right, and center. Woe is me, my own kids don't talk to me, I can't even see the grandkids, my spouses won't talk to me, my ex-spouses won't talk to me, my friends don't want anything to do with me, people in the hobby groups aren't even talking to me any longer, I can't even get anyone on the phone. Well, that's what's gonna happen when you abuse people. That's what's gonna happen when you keep on telling people you're gonna do the right thing and be a good person, and you know you're not going to. That's why the narcissistic abusive cycle, it will always go around and around and around in a loop, but it will go around without you in it, without you near it, or without you having anything to do with it. That is why you must go no contact, etc. You see, the narcissist is a shapeshifter. They're a dark energy source that is lingering all around the planet. They can approach you in all different shapes and sizes. They can appear to be the most beautiful person on the planet, or yet they can appear to be a rotund person with a spaghetti stained t-shirt, yes, playing Xbox downstairs in their basement, but on their social media profile, they look like an Adonis. You see, this is what the narcissist does. They want to capture people's time, steal people's energy, crush people's emotion, and take people's money. This is what the narcissist wants to do. But eventually, when the audience that the narcissist was performing to, when it all dissipates and it all dries up because nobody's buying a ticket to the show any longer, the narcissist will have to look out from the stage of their tiny little pea brain. They will look into the audience and they will see, wow, this used to be SRO, standing room only. Now there's not one person in this audience, and I am relegated to stay stuck in my tiny little pea brain. What will I do? I don't know. This day is coming. It's approaching faster and faster. As we get more awakened and aware, and we understand that not everybody thinks the way we think, and not everybody has our best interest at heart, and that the narcissist is at the top of this list, as we understand these things, we are becoming the strong ones. We are realizing our superpowers. We have come through the cycle, risen through the fire like a phoenix, and healed, or we are healing. You see, we are the fortunate ones, the ones that had to go through the narcissistic abusive cycle, get the needle in a haystack, figure it out, heal, and heal properly, and we are transformed forever. We are changed eternally. Our energy has now been refurbished, and it has returned to us times 1,000. The narcissists tried to take us down for the count. They really gave it their best shot to twist the knife in us to make sure we did not exist. And again, they failed, and they failed miserably, because here we are, stronger than ever, at that pinnacle of indifference, or reaching that pinnacle of indifference, and we are understanding that the narcissist did their best, but they failed. Because as usual, when the narcissist has nowhere to turn, we too are gone, because we blocked them, gone no contact, etc. The audience of the narcissist, it will shrivel up. It's shriveling up right now, I can assure you, as more and more people understand what narcissism is and how it has affected them for a period of time, maybe even their whole life. Maybe it was a cousin, maybe it was a friend, who knows? But as more and more people are getting the message and the wisdom, and they're applying the tools, the narcissist has nowhere to hide, nowhere to run to, and there is not enough cell phone battery service or interwebs that the narcissist can continue to manipulate as many people as they used to. Now you may say, well, there are a lot of people on the planet with smartphones, and there are a lot of people being abused. You're absolutely correct, there are. But we too, the educated empaths, are growing in numbers. Each and every day I'm helping more and more people get across the bridge to that pinnacle of indifference. And each and every day, as more and more people are getting across the bridge to the pinnacle, they too are keeping their cups full. They're coming back to the community and on the channel to get more and more wisdom, to pay it forward, to help those who are not where they are, knowing that at one point they were where the new people are. That's what we do. So we are all coming together and helping each other out and forging new paths and creating and carving new neural pathways. And we are leaving the narcissistic relationships in the past. We are taking the lifelong learnings from those relationships, and we are not predicting the future. We are living in the present moment, the here and the now. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that you are not alone. And eventually the narcissist will have nowhere to turn. I'm going to say something that I said a few moments ago in a little bit different way. I use the analogy of the narcissist being on stage and looking out from the stage into the audience, and there's no one buying tickets to the show any longer. That's real. That's true. It doesn't have to only be with a person on stage performing, but that's what the narcissist does. That's why I use that example. It also goes with just day-to-day people, neighbors, hobby groups, communities, anything the narcissist is a part of, they will try to take from that group or that organization or that relationship. And people are becoming more and more enlightened, awakened, and aware. And they are not tolerating the poor behaviors that they used to tolerate generations ago, because they are now understanding that they are the priority. They come first, second, and third. And I will tell you this, everybody on the planet, give yourself a big, huge virtual hug. You are stronger than you know. Continue moving forward each and every day. Continue believing in yourself and knowing that if where you are today is where you want to be, count your lucky stars, take a deep breath in, exhale slowly, pause, reflect, and say, yes, I made it, I'm here. And I had to go to hell and back to get here, but I made it. If you're not where you are, there's still work to be done. Continue focusing on yourself. Continue to become awakened and aware. Continue to learn, to grow, and eventually teach if you can. But get your cup full and realize that the narcissist tried their best to take you down for the count, but they could not do it because you are too strong. I love you all. God bless you, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.